Hi everybody. Pardon me why I had a snack, but I figured the first few seconds nobody's on here. This is Allison, my life after 55, and I decided I wanted to go live before I put up a video because there's so much that I wanted to say in this video I started. Oh, Paula, I was just thinking about you. I knew somebody, you or Debbie Sue, were going to pop up. I started making a video on my brain fog and the techniques that I use to get through it. And then, like, this video just, like, went sideways. Oh, Debbie Sue, the two people I said in my video, and you'll see it because I'm going to try to edit it, but I said, I'm just going to go live because Miss Paula and Debbie Sue will show up sometime. But, so, I've been having this brain fog since I hit my head, and I did a video, and I even typed out, like, a outline, and then all of a sudden, bam, like, I was off doing 10 million different things. So I went and took my prescribed ADHD medication, and I wanted to, like, throw some things out there and ask you guys what you would be interested in seeing. Like, I was thinking about actually taking my live and doing a jewelry jar dump. I have a jewelry jar that I got, and I like to empty it and look for good pieces because I have found some good pieces. I actually got a brand new Kendra Scott in the pouch necklace in a jewelry jar, and then there's some gold pieces and some silver. Most of it is junk jewelry, but I was thinking about going through that and doing a live and showing you what I look for and maker's marks and kind of just chit chat like that. Then I was thinking I could show you my latest painting that I bought a box. Well, I am going to take you over there. Hold on 1 minute. In my craft room. So this was white last night, and it had this yucky backing on it. And so I used this paint. It's called milk paint, and you mix it with water. This is only one covering. You do one covering, and then it starts getting thicker and thicker as you do it. But I had to let it dry overnight, and then I'll sand it, and it'll get crackly. And hi, Sally. Nice to see you. I haven't been on in a long time because I hit my head. And pardon, but I have to get my nutrition because I just took my pills, and I have to eat while I'm doing my, when I take my pills. So this was one option of watching me try to figure out how to redo this piece that I've been working on. And my other option of doing my live would be to empty the jewelry jars that I've got and kind of show you what things I look for. Like, this has a maker's mark on it, you can see right there. And I take my magnifying glass and I'll tell you what it is. And then I also have a little kit up here that tells you if something is gold, or it's a gold silver jewelry tester basically. So do any of those, like, sound interesting? Oh, Paula, are you my moderator? Paula. Paula, are you a moderator on here? I think you are. You want to see the jewelry dump? Okay. Are you guys up? All right. Okay, so for the couple of you that are just coming on, I live with Parkinson's, which most of you know, but some of you don't know because I see some new names here. But Paula's going to be my moderator because she'll be able to answer questions about me. I'm putting you into a mini tripod here. neat. Sorry, guys. I have this great tripod sitting right in my hands. Okay. There we go. So, anyways, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I was just forgetting I was going to show you this jewelry dump, but so I test because when I want to resell something, I want to make sure that I don't want to say that I'm selling silver when I'm not, you know, if it's not really silver. I want to try to find out what it is exactly. Oh, and by the way, it's really, really cold down here, and my head ache feels better when I keep something on my head, like a heat compress or whatever. So that's why I've got the hat on, but I still have my regular hair, guys. I'm just want to feel nice and comfy in my house. We can't leave the house again today. That's another story, but anyways, I've kept some of these pieces out. I put together a jewelry jar. Oh, I took it downstairs. I wish I could show you. Of things that, it has some nice stuff in it. I don't just give away, I don't just sell, you know, stuff that people wouldn't want. I put in brooches, I put in things just that aren't interesting for my collection, but I do a lot of work. This is one piece. This is one example I did with jewelry. Is I take a side profile and I will put in like brooches. I made that brooch and I made that brooch with dry clay. But I use chains for the hair. Like I'll, you know, make chains and then I put it in a shadow box. And I've done it for memory boxes for people who have loved ones that they wanted. I put a real earring in her nose. So that's why I buy the jewelry boxes, is because I like to use them, not just to resell pieces. But, so I have this jewelry jar, and I realized not only did I have this was filled, but I have this is filled with specific necklaces, some other pendants, earrings, and I kind of tried to organize it to the best of my ability. Things that I can use instantly, like if I want to put it on something. I have some rings, some pretty funky things. Sorry, my legs are shaking really bad today. Maybe it's not a great idea I go live. I'm just having a really rough time. But anyways, I put together a jewelry jar to sell in my booth this week. Hopefully I could get up there, and there are some pieces that I wanted to keep out because I had to research what they were. And this one in particular, now I'm not going to be able to do it because I have used my phone, but this one in particular had me interested because it has a maker's mark on it, and I believe it says Neiman Marcus. And let's see if you can see that. I don't think you can really see it, but I believe it says Neiman Marcus on there, and that's a department store, so it's a nice costume jewelry piece. Then I found this is older Christmas tree pin, which is just adorable, and you can kind of tell the age by the way it's made in back. Let's see if I have one that's not as old as this. Like this is a little newer, and you can see where the welding points are on it compared to back in the 50s and 60s, how they made the pins, how it's all welded together. So I like to investigate. I found a new app online, and I'll have to look at it and put it in the notes because you guys might really enjoy it. It's a free app, and you can take a picture of something, and it researches it instantly. I know that some of you have been with me on this journey, and I tell you how hard it is to like buy something and then research it and then find out how much it's worth so I could resell it. And I found this app that pretty much does all of that in one click. I took a picture. I went to a very, very, very large estate sale last week with my husband, or 2 weeks ago. And I'm getting a new booth, everybody. Business has been going really well, knock on wood. And I'm getting a much bigger booth. And so I got a chandelier. Paula, did I show you my chandelier? And the chandelier, oh, here's a missing piece. The chandelier, I forget what the name of it is, but it's all, I want to hang it and use it for light in my booth. But it's so heavy, it came in a box of, with a rebarb pole to hold it, because it's so big and it's all crystals. And it tells me like the Victorian age or whenever it was, that this house was gorgeous. So I don't know if it's really worth the $45,000 it said it was, and I got it for 60, because I got it on the last day when everything is, they just want it out. They don't want to take anything back with them. And I really wish I had more video to show you of that estate sale. They had, if you're familiar with glass, the really pretty blown glass, not Chichuli, but Murano glass. They had this blue chandelier, and it was all balls, Murano blue and white and yellow balls that were exquisite. But if anybody just like, it was so delicate that if you just broke one, it would be horrible. Like, it would all fall apart. So I settled for doing the gem one, and I like to be a little eclectic anyways. And Rhonda, hi, oh, my keyboard is acting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I was wondering what's going on. Okay, yeah, my keyboard was acting up too. Like, I couldn't get it to do the right language, right? Is that what happened? You gotta go at the space bar, and at the bottom of the space bar, it will give you English, UK English, it'll give you Australian English, it gives you all kinds of choices. But a couple more things. Rhonda, I was just saying how I haven't been on in a while because I fell a while ago and I hit my head, and I've been dealing with the side effects of a continuous migraine, and so I haven't been able to be on, and I keep having these brain clusters. And I was telling people my next video is going to be about a brain dump and how I organize my brain dump. But then I decided, let me just get on live, and I showed some people before you got on about my piece of furniture, like little shelving unit that I'm trying to redo. And then I said, who wants to see a jewelry dump? This is when I go and I buy jewelry jars or bags from like Salvation Army or from estate sales, and then I take it home and I undo it. And I've already been through this jar to pull out some of the major things, so that's why I don't have my gloves on today. But what I look for when I'm looking at these jewelry, a good sign to tell if it might be a real piece of jewelry, not just a junk jewelry, is the clasp. Because probably around the 60s, 70s, even the 80s, a good jeweler would add a little chain to the flip here. But as you can see, this one is missing its lock, but that doesn't mean that this isn't gold. And if it is, like, this wouldn't be a piece that I'd want to hold on to. I didn't bring my loop upstairs, guys, and I can't run downstairs again because going up and down the stairs is not good. Oh wait, what does this say? Okay, I found a maker's mark. A maker's mark will tell you, like, if it's 14 karat or who made it. And this says something I can't read. Something company. But I look for these, and this one particular sale that I got this from was an estate wholesalers resale shop, and they take all the items from estate sales that they've done for their company, and they put it all together, and after a period of time they will open up their warehouse to sell things even cheaper than they were at the estate sale. And so some of these already have tags on them. So, and I got to know this gal pretty well. And so just from going to her estate sales that she puts on and interviewing her for doing my mom's estate sale and such. But I bought one of her jewelry jars and she still had prices on them, like as if they were in the estate sale. And so she was doing like $10 on these puka. It's a set of puka bracelets. And so I kind of take that into account when I'm making my jewelry jars, because I don't want to just sell something that's not worthy. Now this is definitely something that was worthy in that jar. It's tiger eye and it's very chilled. You can tell if a stone is man-made or it's manufactured because of the stone. And it's chilled. And this she has marked on it for $25. And it's a tiger eye heart, which those of you know, I love my hearts because of my friend Michelle. And then it has kind of like the puka shells that go in it with a couple silver beads intermixed. And the clasp isn't just a Michael's jewelry clasp. It's a pretty durable jewelry. So chances are somebody got this when they were out of the country, or, you know, got it on vacation. I'm not saying it's worth millions. I'm just saying that it definitely is more than just me putting beads on a string, if you know what I mean. Oh, tell me, I've got to go back up. Tell me what about the jewelry. I'm just talking. I left Paula in charge of my channel because I want you guys to talk and enjoy things, and then if you hear something I'm saying that interests you, then you can chime in on mine too. What about, I'm looking back here. Yeah, you're right. I have to wear a toboggan all the time, Paula. Is that what you were saying to me? We were talking this morning, and she said, you know, Allison, really you should just wear a helmet. So because I've hit my head so many times, and just last night or 2 nights ago, I don't remember, days are flowing into one another when you're locked in the house, but you know, I decided I'm gonna make my husband a couple dinners while I have the energy, because I get just very short bouts of energy. And so I had the crock pot started, and I had the pressure cooker started, and I had 2 separate recipes going, and I opened the microwave to melt some butter, and then I stood up and I hit my head on the microwave corner. So that didn't help. So Paula and I were joking today about me just having a helmet on every time I do a video, and just decorate it for Valentine's Day and decorate it for whatever holiday or whatever day I feel like. But so back to my jar. Paula, if you have a good story, I'd love to hear it about somebody said something. Oh, Mike. Hey, Mike. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so, let's see. This is just really precious. It is a clip earring. It's probably from the 1950s. You can tell because there's no padding on it. And when there is padding, it's usually with the pearls that they put the padding. And this actually has where you can make it tighter or looser. And that's a sign of an older piece of jewelry. I also look for the back for the marks, and it doesn't look like there's a maker's mark on here. But if you can see, it has the yellow stone, and then it has the green stone. And I found the match to this, but it's missing some of those stones. So what I like to do is hold on to them. I hold on to a lot of the costume jewelry so that if I find a matching piece somewhere, I can put it into the stone. If that makes sense. Like, I'm really bummed about this because this is definitely vintage. I can tell the way it's put together. It's a vintage necklace. I don't see a mark yet, but on the back of these, you can see how nice they're put together. This is the back side, and they're kind of welded, or however you might want to say it. Can you see? It's a lot different than just some costume jewelry from today that's just entangled like this, right? But I just noticed that this has a pair bling, a little blingy pair that's missing out of it. So I do keep these jewelry pieces so that if I come across a pair like this one, I know I have. This one was sold for $35, not to me, but it was in a bag that sold for $35, and it's missing one little rhinestone. And so I know I have a rhinestone that size, and I will put it in the description if I sell it. Well, I don't sell online. I actually just sell at my store, but I do make notes so that people can see. I never ever want to let somebody think they're getting something that they're not. So I do the best I can. But I had just bought something on a auction site, and it was only like $6, but I said, is that missing a stone, a gem? And she's like, oh my goodness, it is. She goes, is it okay with you if I put in that blue? I have one that would match it. And I said, sure. So for $6, she's gonna fix it. So I know I'm not the only one out there that does that. But this is another piece that I found. It's a little more current, shall we say. And I just thought it was so pretty because it has this one, it's leaves. I bet Julie would like this. It's leaves. On the back side, you can see the vines. They took time to do the veins of the leaves. And then when you flip it over, I don't know if it's pearl, like a mother of pearl. It could be mother of pearl. I do not think it's resin. They might have put resin over it to seal it, because I do resin work. But then they threw in some of these leaves inside of it. And I would almost bet, I used to sell jewelry at Lord & Taylor in Chicago. It was like a Macy's maybe. Lord & Taylor was, you could go higher end, not being like, I didn't sell like custom jewelry or any of the fancy stuff, but I sold some of their costume, their upper end costume, in the hundreds of dollars of costume jewelry back in the 70s and 80s. And so this reminds me of like a Monet piece. Monet was a manufacturer, maybe still is, but I don't see any member's mark on it right now. But the chain is definitely more durable. It's not just like where I'd go to Michael's and get my chains to make a bracelet or a necklace nowadays. It's a very substantial piece of. And this, did she have a price tag on this? Mike, I don't know if I told you, I get these from like estate sales and these jewelry jars. Okay, so here she has, like, this is really, really pretty. Let me get it undone. Okay. Well, for those of you that like music, and unfortunately, I know that this is an older piece, but it's missing 2 of its stones. It's missing a stone there, and then it has little baguette stones. And this she was trying to sell at $18 just for this one pin alone. And like I said, I use mine for creating things. Okay, and now this was tied to it. Okay. Look at this piece, guys. What are your thoughts on this? This was also a $25 piece, and you're saying, Allison, what the heck are you doing? If you want to test what a real pearl is, like if you have real pearls, if you rub your teeth on them, don't bite, but if you rub your teeth, it'll be gritty, and these are not gritty. So I would say this is not real pearl, but the filigree and the little stones inside. Like I said, I'm new to all this, guys, and the necklace isn't even put together. I have to fix it, but I don't see a maker's mark on it, but it is fun to be going through all of this. Now here's something, and I know you all have seen, this is common. I mean, this might even be like a Claire's, maybe. You know, some things fool you though. They're not Claire's. You think that it's like a Claire's jewelry for kids or whatever, and then you find out, oh no, it's not. Okay. The jewelry jars are always fun. Oh, here's a pin. And this is probably from the 70s, just from the way it's made. And it's the American flag. And you can see there's no rhinestones missing out of this. I don't see any gold plating mark, but I have to look at it with my loupe. But this piece, oh, here, okay, I could show you, is Daisy, let's see, maybe I'll have one of you look it up because I'm on my phone, so I can't do that. Oh, Daisy Fuentes. So does anybody want to look up a Daisy Fuentes? F-U-E-N-T-E-S. I know the name, Daisy Fuentes. And it's just like a choker with small, it's a short choker with just rings on it, loops. I can look it up later, but I just thought if somebody was interested, they could look that up and see what Daisy Fuentes, what her merchandise is going for these days, or did go for. I finally got these 2 pieces apart. This is what I've been working on for a couple days, is getting this Daisy Fuentes in this really pretty. Okay, so do you see this little charm here? It has some stones out of it, but what's neat about this is it's like a locket. So I actually have, the chain they put it on is really, really a nice chain. That's why I liked it. And this is something Owl is the brand name, and I could tell because it's not a normal chain. So I have these pendants here. I actually have the exact same pendant that I can make jewelry with. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to show you the difference. So this one is probably the same thing. It clasps, it has a magnetic touch to it. And I have bought these from a resin jewelry company that I've dealt with. And it's up to me to design it how I want. But it comes with some crystals that you can add in. And if you notice, it's basically the same charm. One is silver and the other is gold. Okay, but you can see this is the one I have, and this is the empty one that I got in this jar. And the thing that set this apart is the chain on this. So I know that this is probably, yeah, it has really, really, really nice. It's probably worth more. It has magnetic as well as a clasp, whereas my cheaper version just pulls down from the hook. If anybody's ever interested, I can always make some. If you have a special grandma or somebody, I could put dried flowers in here. It doesn't have to just be, well, that's not coming undone, but it came with some jewels, and I usually like to do dried flowers with a couple of jewels like birthstones in them. But that's why I wanted to see. So this is the Daisy Fuentes. Hey, Kathleen. Yeah, we're playing with jewelry today. I'm showing some tips and tricks I have. Oh, I can show you. So I started showing you, but I'm not going to take out the chemical part. But I can. When I'm testing my jewelry, I always want to make sure that I give a good description, and I don't want to tell somebody I've sold them something. So I have all these chemicals that I test for silver, for copper, and whatnot. But I also have a little diamond tester, so that this is always fun for me. Like if I'm really bored, I'll take this out. And it's just this, hopefully there's batteries in it. So it's a diamond selector, and you turn it on, and the only way I can really tell is if it's working is because I know my diamond is real, but my diamond is really dirty because I painted in it last night without taking it off, guys. So let's see. Come on. I know you're a real diamond because I didn't take it out of my stone. You'll hear it here in a minute when it starts. You can see where that builds up and then it goes down. And I put it on my engagement ring and it goes up. So let's just take like this. I seriously doubt this is real because it's missing stones. But I'm gonna put it right on here. And it's not. The lights are just staying at yellow. They don't, it's even dropped down some. But there was a piece. Okay, this is a real pearl. For those of you that just came in, I was telling you how to tell if you have a real pearl. You don't bite the pearl, but you put your teeth, just rub it against your teeth, and it'll feel gritty if it's a real pearl. But right now I'm looking to see if I can find a costume piece of jewelry that might just be real. I don't think I'm gonna find it, but aren't these adorable little earrings, bell earrings, maybe for the holidays? Oh, it's a pin. It's a pin. I thought they were earrings. It's a pin. And this, I'd say this is from like the 80s. It was definitely not handmade. It was produced because they can tell all the folding that went into the metal for it. Oh, my little diamond protector here. What happened? It's going nuts. Okay. I haven't changed a battery in a long time, so who knows. It doesn't do it on gemstones. That was the one thing. Oh, so here was another, let me turn this off. Here was another one, another bracelet that I know I got it for half off of $5.99, so $3 at Goodwill. And I know that it has to be gold filled, if not 14 karat. Oh, it has a name on it. Sarah Coy is a good name. It's a reputable name. Did anybody by any chance look up that one that I told you about? Oh, okay. Paula, thank you. So in the 20s, look up, if you don't mind, Sarah Coy, C-O-Y, because like I told you before, a good jeweler usually had a chain to make their double clasp more secure on their wrist, and thank goodness he did, because I used to wear my great aunt's bracelet when I was teaching school, and I realized that it slipped, and I looked down and it was just hanging on my wrist by the chain, and had it not had that chain, I probably wouldn't have realized that that had come off like that. So I got this for $3, and I don't know what I would guess this to be at right now. I wish I could use my phone, but I'm on my phone. $10 to $50, Paula. Thank you. Yeah, but if I polish this up, I don't know. You can see it's got some nice texture to it, and it's not that off-putting gold where it looks phony. So that's kind of fun to look at that. And then this beautiful butterfly. And now I don't hate anything. I dislike this type of mounting for necklaces where they put it on the ropes, because this is an absolutely beautiful hand strung beads in this butterfly. And when my dad passed, side note here, my dad passed away, and it was a sudden passing, and my mom and him had planned their 50th wedding anniversary to go back to Europe. They had been once on their 25th anniversary, and my dad told my mom in front of the fountain that he would take her back for their 50th wedding anniversary. And they had the plans all made, set in motion, and then that was for June. And then my dad, unfortunately, suddenly passed in his sleep in January of that year. But the reservations were made, and we told my mom that we wanted to take her on that trip because it meant so much to her. And when we got there, there was yellow butterflies. There was yellow butterflies everywhere. And I don't mean just anywhere and everywhere. I believe, I believe a lot of things. I consider myself a spiritual person. And I just feel like our loved ones, we can feel as close to them as we choose to feel as close to them. And at first I didn't think much of it. There was these yellow butterflies everywhere we went. But then we were on a double-decker bus in Spain, and there was this huge building, and the building had this massive yellow butterfly as their insignia on it, like you could see it for miles and miles and miles away. And I saw it in a distance. I'm like, Mom, look at the butterfly. And it was unbelievable. So of course I have pictures of all this. Then we got off of that double-decker bus, and one of their cars' names, you know how we have like Subaru Forester. Well, they had whatever their car was, and it was called the Leon, and that was my dad's name. And then there was yellow butterflies everywhere we went, and I kid you not, we were in the middle of the ocean, and Mom and I were going to throw a couple quarters overboard because my dad collected quarters, and we were going to throw some quarters over, just the two of us, have a private moment in the middle of the ocean. And guess what? There was a yellow butterfly that landed right on the railing in front of me. It was just breathtaking, exhilarating, unbelievable. And of course, I didn't have a camera then. I was doing this with my mom. We didn't do ashes or anything, but we had the stones. But so this yellow butterfly is, I don't know if you can see, somebody took the time. I don't know how influencers do this, but somebody took the time to take this metal piece and actually bead yellow beads to go inside each wing. But I just don't like the wire that they put it on, because it's very hard. So I've been trying for a couple days to get it undone so that maybe I can restring it and give it to my mother. Oh gosh, maybe you guys are my lucky charms. Yeah, it was a great story. Do you guys want to hear another really awesome story, Paula? I'm sorry, you're going to have to hear it again if you want to hear. You know, my poor Beamy had to be put down last week, and I can now talk about it without fully breaking down and crying. But it was his time, and he fought it. He fought it really hard. He didn't want to go, and the vet had to give him extra shots, and it made me so sad, because I've put down other animals, and I always want to be with them when they get put down. I don't want them to go to heaven alone. I just want them to see me. And so my husband and I were in the room, and he took his last breath, and I kind of kept things together, and I put the house away, you know, pulled up all the rugs, because those of you with dogs, if you have hardwood floors, you know the clank, 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 clank their little toenails make on the floor, and it's really annoying when you're trying to do a video. But we loved Beamer for that. He was always my high-hitting YouTube star, just like Rambo is, right? Yes, Beamy is running free, because that night, the night that we put Beamy down, I went outside and I said, up until this horrible freeze where I can't get my back door open, I said, Beamy, I'm gonna let you out. And so I opened the back door and I just burst out crying, that obnoxious sob that it's only made for TVs, right? Like, Beamy, let me know you're okay. I need to know you're okay, because I just really, I've never seen a dog have such a hard time going to sleep like he did. He did not want to. And so I was out there saying, just give me a sign and let me know you're safe. I need to know you're safe. And as I turn around to go into my house, this huge shooting star goes flying across the sky right in front of me, and nobody was there. I wanted somebody to see that, and I just bent over and just was wailing, because it couldn't be any more clear. It couldn't be any more clear. And like I said, I'm just a faithful person. I don't like to get into, you know, religion and politics and all that. It's just my faith. I just choose to think that these signs are from heaven and from our loved ones. And because some of them are so unexplainable, it's amazing. But Mike, you got a new puppy over the weekend. I tried to cut his nails. Yeah, they don't really let you do it. But you know, okay, so what you can do, I don't know if you're bald, Mike, I'm sorry, but put some peanut butter, if you have to do it solo. Put some peanut butter on your forehead and let him start, or her start coming to lick your head with peanut butter, and then you clip their nails as they're like trying to get involved in the peanut butter. And that way your hands are free. And it works sometimes. Thank you, Kathleen. it was really an incredible story. And like I said, we get these signs, and to keep my faith alive, I have to think that they're signs from our loved ones, whether they're pets or they're people. Another great story I'll tell is my best friend, Michelle. She passed from a very, very, very rare form of cancer, and she used to call everybody, she's from Louisiana, and she used to call everybody Lovey. And I was driving probably about maybe a year ago, to get some blood work done, and it was near one of the last places I had taken her to get blood work done, and this car wasn't following me, and I wasn't following it, and there was no tension between us. It's just we always ended up being in the blind spot with that. I was in the blind spot with that car, or it was in my blind spot, and we just kind of kept dodging. And so finally I moved, around 2 lanes, and then I got around just because I knew I had to turn eventually. And then that car turned also. I'm like, what the heck? And I look at the license plate, did not even understand what it said, because that's my brain fog from my cognitive decline. It's like pieces don't always fit together right away. They come together, and it's not horrible. Like, it's not like I don't remember anything. It's just, it takes a while for the synapses to like say, oh, that is something. So I look at the license plate just like thinking, what the heck? Because they like pulled in this parking lot, but didn't park near me. They got out and went in, and I was getting out to go in, and then it dawned on me, the license plate said L-O-V-Y. Lovey. Not spelled L-O-V-E-Y, but Lovey. So that was Michelle. I know she had to be saying, hi, Lovey. And she was right there. I mean, this car was going next to me. We were just going in and out of traffic. Not fast. It was just regular suburban traffic. And it was like, I don't know if I annoyed them, but they were annoying me. But that, I think, was her way of just saying, hey, I'm here, girlfriend. And another Michelle story. Okay. She was very spiritual too. Okay. So just a little tiny bit of a background. She's Catholic and I'm of another faith. But we taught each other so much through our own faith and our own spiritual journeys. And so she helped me plan my daughter's bat mitzvah a little bit. I have 3 daughters, and the last one she didn't really get to be much part of because she had passed right before the bat mitzvah. But her husband and her kids came to the bat mitzvah, and I was having a struggle. I was on the struggle bus. What else is new? I'm always on the struggle bus, right? So I was on the struggle bus, and I couldn't find something that I had to give to my dad. And I saw my Michelle's husband and kids, and so I wanted to run down the aisle and give them a hug and thank them for coming. And as soon as I did, my phone, I wear it on this lanyard, okay? And it was still on my lanyard because I hadn't gone up to the bima yet for the service to start. And I bend over and I give Jim a hug, and I'm like, thank you so much. And all of a sudden I hear my phone ringing, and I'm like, my phone is ringing. I dialed a phone number, and you know what phone number it was? It was Michelle's. I was giving her husband and her kids hugs, and I dialed her phone number, guys. It just dialed on my phone. Like, I didn't open my phone. Like, it was just hanging on my neck kind of thing. So, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And so, we love that story. Her kids and I love that story. My daughter lives with her daughter now, and it's fun that they have the opportunity. They called the other night to ask about some funny stories about her mom, or she was telling me some funny stories about her mom, and it's just been really great. And I'm still in touch with her mom and her sisters. She's since lost another sister, and Renee passed, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And it was her 3 sisters, and I would take time because she was getting treatment at MD Anderson, which is down in Houston. and none of us live in Houston, so we would each take a week and go down and take her to her appointments because her husband had to be with the kids. And, oh, bye, Rick. Okay, have a good coffee. I have had a few cups of coffee lately. That's really weird for me. Yes, be safe, Rick. But anyways, I just got thrown in the family mix, and so it's now I have the sisters I never had before, just through them. And when Renee passed, that was really hard because her poor mom has had to, unfortunately, lose more children and a husband than anybody should have to in a lifetime. But let's get off the yucky talk. It was just the signs from above that made me get excited to share with you guys. So yeah, coffee. Like, I don't like coffee. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have a vaping issue. Occasionally, I will vape, but that's for me. You know, judge me if you want. It could be a lot worse, but I've never drank coffee before, and with this headache, people were telling me caffeine, caffeine, caffeine. So I tried a cup of coffee. Actually, I should say I tried a cup of heavy cream with Splenda and a little dribble of coffee. It tasted like coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I just don't always like the taste of coffee. Like, I don't like tiramisu. I don't like it in my desserts, but I love the smell. Like, we were ready to open a coffee store when we first got married because it was called Gloria Jeans. Does anybody remember? Paula, you might remember Gloria Jeans because we were going to open it in Tennessee. We were going to open a Gloria Jeans coffee bean and it was before Starbucks. Yes, I love coffee candles too. Oh, what kind? I did buy a new candle here. It was 69% off of $7.99. It's a holiday vanilla bean, cinnamon butter, caramel vanilla ice cream. Should I pop this puppy open? I think so. So yeah, we were gonna do that when we got married. We thought, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then our parents still had the parental hold on us. Not that they were supporting us, but they still had a lot of influence on our decisions at the time. And they said that was the worst decision ever that we would get ourselves into. And so we begrudgingly didn't start our Gloria Jean coffee bean, but I think it would have been a wise investment because they sold out to Starbucks. I think they sold to another company a long time ago. I love getting the candles when they're marked down after the holidays because I always like the same scent, right? Then I had this one going. I got this at a specialty store in Dallas. It's handcrafted candles from the Lone Star State. And this one is called Oak Cliff. Oak Cliff is a little city inside of Dallas. And it's it says Oak Cliff, like OAKCLIFF. It's not Dallas, it's Oak Cliff. And it's kind of got a woodsy scent to it. But I've been burning that a lot lately. So let's see what my caramel, I don't know what this is. It's a Santa holiday vanilla bean, cinnamon butter. Oh, guys, talk about butter. I am so way off. Way off. Okay, so let's have a butter debate, okay? Does anybody here keep their butter out, like in a, Candy K talks about Gloria Jeans too. Oh, cool, okay. Does anybody else keep their butter in a covered butter dish out? Or do they always keep it in the